Christian Horner hinted at the possibility of bringing Daniel Ricciardo back to Red Bull after Sergio Perez's challenging performance in his home race. Perez had been facing a series of subpar showings in the latter part of the season, and his struggles continued in Mexico. He instigated a first-corner collision while maneuvering to overtake Ferrari's Charles Leclerc and Red Bull teammate Max Verstappen in an attempt to secure the lead. Meanwhile, Daniel Ricciardo delivered a strong performance reminiscent of his earlier years, securing a seventh-place finish for AlphaTauri. This notable performance seemingly piqued Horner's interest, hinting at a potential return for Ricciardo to Red Bull. You couldn't fail to be impressed by Daniel this weekend? I mean, his qualifying was outstanding yesterday, and he showed his maturity, experience and pace in the race. I think fighting Mercedes in an AlphaTauri for their best result of the year was a great performance, Horner told Sky Sports. Daniel Ricciardo expressed his delight at securing a fourth-place qualification for the Mexico City Grand Prix, stating that it's pretty cool. He admitted that having numerous cars behind him on the grid was a satisfying and enjoyable sensation. Ricciardo added, "A lot of emotions. Relieved as well. 2 starts on this track. You hold your breath because it's such a long run to turn 1. The first start we started 4th and came through in 4th, so I was pretty happy, especially when we know we have a bit more drag than others." During an appearance on the On Track GP podcast, 2015 Le Mans LMP2 winner Richard Bradley expressed his understanding of Perez's temptation to make a daring move during the opening lap. Bradley acknowledged that it might have been Perez's best opportunity to challenge his dominant teammate, Max Verstappen, as it was improbable that Perez would be able to overtake Verstappen during the rest of the race. When asked if the start was Perez's best chance during the race to compete for a crucial victory on home soil, Bradley laughed. "Probably the only chance for the rest of the year, probably, let's be honest about it. The thing is with Mexico, what makes it hard, and I raced there in 2016, is that it's over a kilometre from the start line to the first corner. So you don't just have the usual, okay, get the start and then brake for the first corner. You get the slipstream effect," he said. Ricciardo's driving was exceptional, with his car seemingly performing at a level reminiscent of an RB19 in different colours, showcasing a speed that outpaced Perez in the senior Red Bull team at his home race. The Red Bull team leaders, Christian Horner and Helmut Marko, will likely keep a close eye on the performance of the Honey Badger during the final 3 races, a situation that could leave Perez on high alert. On the contrary, Horner expressed admiration and praise for Ricciardo, who secured the AlphaTauri seat before the summer break. When questioned if he would continue to support Perez, Horner's response was conditional. Yes, he has got 3 races to cover off that second place. There are 20 points between him and Lewis Hamilton. He has had some misfortunate and some issues, but we still believe he can do it between now and the end of the year, he said. AlphaTauri displayed strong performance throughout the weekend in Mexico. Jonathan Eddles, the head of trackside engineering, highlighted the reasons behind @04's success in the Mexico City conditions. Ricciardo's braking technique and corner approach placed distinct demands on the car and tyres, necessitating a specific type of car behaviour that aligns with his driving style, explaining that the car mechanically is very good. Everyone's struggling with grip, so if you've got a good car mechanically, that helps. We haven't quite got the aero efficiency of some of the others, but for this track we've got the load in the corners, he said. Ricciardo's preferred technique involves carrying greater speed through the corner by adopting a more U-shaped trajectory. This approach requires a slight rear instability upon entry to facilitate turning, while also necessitating sufficient grip to rotate the car mid-corner without losing traction at the rear. In the hands of Daniel Ricciardo, the car became a formidable contender. His performance in Austin was notably understated, but his historical success in Mexico and the surprising 4th-place qualification hinted at a potentially impactful role for him in the upcoming race. Do you think Ricciardo's recent performance might position him favourably for a potential seat in the Red Bull team? Let us know what's your thought. Ricciardo's return to racing at AlphaTauri 3 months ago was seen as a clear signal to Perez, with Red Bull monitoring the Australian driver's progress closely. Ricciardo had previously won 7 races with Red Bull from 2014 to 2018, before surprising the racing world with his decision to depart from the team and move to Renault. Should Red Bull keep Sergio Perez until the end of the 2024 season? Let us know what you think. Daniel Ricciardo appears to be the primary choice for Red Bull if he can consistently deliver the high level of performance demonstrated recently. However, Yuki Tsunoda seems to have lost his opportunity for a Red Bull seat. At present, there doesn't seem to be a standout young driver within Red Bull's program who is poised to step up, meaning if there's a move to replace Perez, it might have to come from outside their current lineup once more. Lando Norris stands out as a potential candidate if they can negotiate his release from a lengthy McLaren contract. Alternatively, the easier option might come from Maranello, the home of Ferrari. Both Ferrari drivers, Charles Leclerc and his teammate, are out of contract in 2024. Given Ferrari's struggles to maintain consistency, they might grow impatient and be open to considering new opportunities. A potential pairing of Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc could be one of the strongest on the grid, especially if they are in the best car. Such a partnership could potentially lead to an extensive winning streak for Red Bull, provided the team is willing to invest significantly rather than opting for a more budget-friendly seconds. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. To stay up to date with all the latest action, remember to subscribe and activate the notification bell, ensuring you never miss a moment of the excitement. Stay tuned for further updates, analysis, and coverage as we closely follow the developments in the Formula One Championship.